Off Limits is the money podcast that blows up stereotypes, showing you that managing money doesn't have to be hard.
We want you to thrive, not only with your money, but in every part of your life.
What you will get out of this podcast is real, relatable, and relevant tips and strategies that you can apply today. Hi, I'm Donald Raymond, and this is
Christine Spiak. We are money coaches, business owners, and colleagues who are passionate about helping you become more of who you are. So if you're ready, join us. It's just planting the seed.
Yes.
And I'll give you a little example of what I mean by that. Because that's, to me, ultimately, what for the people who aren't ready right now, maybe it's just a seed. Maybe it's this idea that, okay, I could, in this case, improve my finances, but I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I want to put in the work. I don't know what that's going to mean to my overall lifestyle, right? All of these what ifs. And I think this goes back several years ago, back to 2012, 13, and then ultimately 2014. My next door neighbors, very fit people, fit couple, and they started going to a CrossFit gym. And my friend, she kept saying to me, come with us, join, and I was like, what are you talking about? You and your husband are so fit. How can I, for anybody who knows what CrossFit is, it is a high intensity type workout that you are using barbells and dumbbells and kettlebells and wall balls.
It's extreme.
There is a lot. It is extreme. For almost 2 years, she kept talking to me, come on, come. And I kept on saying, no, if this is something that you and your husband can do, I'm never going to be able to do this. Well, then I had a big life change happen. My grandmother passed away, and I just found myself, I needed to do something. I needed to do something for myself, and I needed to shake up, my life in some way. So I went. I got to the gym. I was completely overwhelmed. I was like a fish out of water. I was overweight. I was not confident or comfortable at all in my skin being in that box. That's what a lot of CrossFit gyms are called, boxes. And what I can tell you is over time, I gained confidence. I improved. I was around a community of people who were encouraging me. I can tell you, because I used to go to a 6 a.m. class. There were mornings that the entire drive to this CrossFit class, I was telling myself, you can do this. Keep going. Just keep pushing yourself. And I got so much out of that experience. And I say I did because I don't do CrossFit anymore. But that's okay. It was a time in my life. It served a purpose. It increased my confidence. My health improved. My mental fitness improved through doing it. But the seed was planted 2 years prior to me actually walking into that gym. So it's okay if you are not ready to explore what improving your finances means to you. But maybe we're planting the seed today. Maybe we're giving you just a peek into a window of what different or better could be.
And there's other ways to get involved too, right? So, if you're somebody that's self-paced, you've heard a little bit about our stories. I'll share a little bit more about mine. In our household, before I ever even entertained the idea of a coach, I took our household through Financial Peace University as a self-paced, self-guided. We didn't join a class. We watched the videos on our own. It was, I was traveling a lot, so it was usually on the weekends. When I got home, we'd watch it late at night and then talk about it the next morning. And so we went through this 9-10 week journey together. And that was sort of step one, right? And there's a little bit of cost associated with that because you do have to join with a membership in order to get access to Financial Peace University from Ramsey Solutions. But you get some other benefits along the way, some tools that you can use. And so again, it's a small kind of stepping your toe in the water, right? You're on the shallow end. You're not sure if the water's warm enough or if you even want to go swimming yet. And so you're just kind of getting a taste for it. And the self-guided stuff, self-paced, is really fantastic because you can rewatch the videos, you can pause them, you can watch half of one and half of another, and you can kind of just change up how you consume that information and really just whatever resonates with you. When you join, you can you'll have access to the tools for a while as long as you have a membership, and then you can go back and rewatch those lessons, and you can just you'll notice different things about them, and this is going to be true no matter what you guys find as inputs into your life, or if you speak to 5 different coaches and do the free consultations and get 5 different recommendations based on those conversations, you're going to have some takeaways. And what you do with that information, like Christine is talking about, is you're planting, right? And maybe you're planting different seeds that are going to grow at different times in your life. And I love that analogy. And the other one that came to mind was running a marathon, right? So anybody that's done any kind of, physical fitness or endurance or, long distance running or cycling is something that we've done in our family. And you really have to, it becomes this mind over matter situation. You're not going to die, but your body just wants to stop at some point. And so you do have to tell yourself to keep going. And part of you knows that you can. And then there's just that, sometimes it's small, sometimes it's bigger, but there's that element of doubt. And I think for me, the biggest value is just an exercise in learning how to overcome the doubt, to tell that doubt, to just put it out of your mind, remind yourself that you can, and to lean into the motivation side, the
Yes,
inspiration,
yes,
right? And say, I
yes.
can do this. And then beyond that, so I can is kind of step one. Beyond I can is I should and I will and I'm going to, right? And not just me, the rest of Christine and my story is that beyond being coached and applying these things to our family and seeing the benefits, we kind of mapped out this sort of format for today's show where first we were seeking options, solutions, help, and then we found it, and then we started to get benefit from it. But beyond that, we got inspired to want to help others. And I think once the student becomes the teacher, right? Is that a Star Wars? Did I just give a nod to Star Wars or some other movie? I don't know. Reference there, but the student becomes the teacher, right? You get inspired. You want to help other people. And that ties back to me very closely because of what we just talked about with this idea of legacy. If we can teach other people as many as possible and influence as many people as possible with these ideas, these concepts, these ideals about finance and take some of the pressures away. That's what the motivation for the title of this show is all about. This idea of off limits. So many people don't talk about it. So many people allow this topic to be off limits, and it really shouldn't be. There's no reason for that. And making it off limits has created all of this stress and anxiety in our social world today that it has such negative effects and can be so harmful to marriages, to life, to people's just financial wellness. And then, Christine, you talked about the mental health. There's nothing worse for your mental health right now than people's relationship with their finances. So, so should you get a coach? I, I think it's obvious. You got to get a coach. You got to have somebody in your corner, somebody that helps you. Coaches are there to push you to be your best. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Off Limits.
Beyond the podcast, we are money coaches who want to help you.
So if you are looking for help managing your money, use the links in the description below to contact either of us and learn how coaching can help you thrive.
Lastly, please help us to spread the word by subscribing, leaving a comment, and sharing our podcast with your friends and family.